everyone, my name is Alex. I'm 29 years old, I'm from Italy, and I'm an atheist. I am the founder of the Facebook page, the Atheism Era, and from now on also the founder of the YouTube channel, the Atheism Era. I would like to start to make videos about atheism, about science, and about all what is progress for the human race. In this first video, I would like to talk about myself. Like this, you will get to know who I am and what pushed me to do these kind of things and to be an atheist. So, as I said, I'm 29 years old and I'm from Italy. So, being an atheist in Italy is quite hard because, you know, the Vatican City and religious is very deep in our culture. Growing up in Italy was not easy. Telling to the people that I'm an atheist or that I actually didn't believe in God, because actually in Italy, I know even if I'm Italian, Italian people are very ignorant, so they don't still understand a lot of things. So going around in Italy and say I'm an atheist, not many people understand yet this concept. And of course there are a lot of atheists in Italy, but a lot of them, they are just like running away from the previous religion and thinking that atheism is just another religion. Of course, being atheist is not black or white, it's gray, because the common thing that every atheist has is that they don't believe in God and they don't believe in the deity. But everyone can be atheist in their ways, and there are many ways of being atheist. And that's something I don't like, when people think that atheism is, to be atheist there are some rules, because there are no rules. It's not, a lot of atheists, they just are like trying to find comfort because they left a religion that gave them comfort, so they try to find that comfort in being atheist. But being atheist is not about that. I mean, I find comfort in being atheist, but not because I follow some rules. I'm just saying, hey, I don't believe in any God, and that's it. Then my personality, who I am, is something different. For example, I have different views on, for example, maybe Muslims' religions, which we're gonna touch in other videos. Or I have other views on other religions, or some historical things, or some humanism things. You know, being atheist is that. Have freedom to make your own ideas on anything. The only common thing that unite us as atheists is that we don't believe in gods, we believe in ourselves. We believe that we are the gods, because in the moment that in your life you're gonna have any problem, you can pray as much you want, but nothing's gonna change. If you move your ass and you do something to make that bad situation change, then you can change it. So that's why I'm saying we are all gods, because only in ourselves we can find the strength to go on. Life is hard, and we don't need to make it even harder with ancient tradition. So Growing up in Italy as an atheist, it was very tough. I remember an episode when I was a child. I had to go in the school, normal school like everyone else, and then I had to go also to the church school, which I hated so much because for me it was just a waste of time. And I always was questioning the priest, and he hated me for that, because they like you when you are silent, you don't make question, and you just accept blindly whatever they say to you. So I always had kind of problems with my priest. I grew up in a small village on the hills, and so the mentality of the people there, it's very close, and it still is. So there was this episode with the priest when he was talking about the devil, God, heaven, hell, and he was saying how bad hell is, how bad the devil is, and how good God is, and that we had to behave to go to heaven. I actually read the Bible, and I actually read the Quran, so I'm very prepared on these subjects. And every time I confront my ideas or my opinions with a Muslim or a Christian, I always win, because I know much better than them what they think to believe. Anyway, so the priest was talking about these kind of things, and then I asked him, sorry, but why is the devil the bad guy? And I remember that he told me, because he is. And I was like, okay, but why? And he told me, because he's in the Bible. And I was like, yeah, but this is not an answer. You need to give me reasons why it's so bad. So the priest, he started to get very angry at me because of this. And then in the front of the other kids, I just said, look, for me, logically, the devil is the good guy. And he was like, don't you dare to say things like this. And I was like, yeah, but think about it, sorry. God, he killed millions of people. He flew the world twice. He killed pregnant women, kids, old people, animals. No, actually not animals, because, every animals was in the ark. And then actually after the flooding, they went back, like kangaroos to Australia, penguins to Antarctica. Yeah, animals are so great. Anyway, so he killed everyone on Earth twice. He gave us the freedom to be whatever we wanted. But then he didn't like it. So he killed us. He killed us, and then he made us again the same, and he flew us again. So that's what God did. And the devil, he killed, in the Bible, if you read the Bible, he killed 10 people. Just because God told him to do so. And then I told him, look, I was 8 years old when I had this, when happened this to me. So I told him, look, if the devil is taking away the bad people, why is the bad guy? Because if he was the bad guy, he will take away good people, randomly good people. So it will really not matter if you believe in God, if you pray him, or if you behave, because anyway, randomly, the devil is gonna get you. So he's taking away the bad people. So that means that he's the good guy. He's like the cop. Because cops, I don't like cops, but anyway, it's like the cop takes away, they take away the bad people. So when I said this to him, he started to become red, very red, and he started to shout at me. And then he wanted to see my parents. And because Italy is a very religious country, my parents, they apologized for my behavior. And they asked me to do so. I mean, to apologize as well. And I said no. 8 years old, just to remember you. I said no. I will never apologize for something that I believe is right. And that's how I am, and I always be, and I will always be. I am a person with strong principles, and I will never bend my head for no one. I will always fight for my principles, and for what I believe is right. So I had this episode, and after that I started to go less and less and less in this church school till finally I stopped. And the first time I actually told to someone I don't believe in God, I was 12. It was kind of moment like a rebellion moment for me, because I wanted to get away from all those bullshits and nonsense that they were trying to put in my head. Because for me it was really no sense. And I was trying to understand this, I really tried. But the thing is that I have thoughts. I have a mind that works. And so I never believed all these bullshits. So I grew up in Italy where when I was saying I don't believe in God, because before I never said I'm an atheist, I just said I don't believe in God. So I grew up in a place where when I was saying those words, people were looking at me differently, were treating me differently, just because I was a free person and brave enough to say this. And I always felt bad. They made me feel bad just because I said what I had inside, and this was terrible. And many people treated me very bad because of this, and some people, they even tried to convert me, to change my mind, and for what they were saying, to open my mind. But my mind doesn't need to be open. I have lots to learn yet, but my mind is wide open if you compare my mind to their mind. So that's how I became an atheist. But being an atheist is not something that you wake up one day and you say, oh, I'm an atheist. No, is a journey that for me it started when I was very young and is still going. Now I can proudly say I'm an atheist, but it's still going. And for example, in Italy, like many other countries in the world, when you're born, you need to get baptized. And in 2013, I finally canceled my baptism. It was an amazing moment for me. It's like if I born again that day. Many people, even atheists, they ask me, Alex, but why is so important for you? If you don't believe in God, you should not believe in that. And I don't. I don't believe in the original sin and all these kind of bullshits. But I believe in human rights and violence over children. These are real things. And for me, baptism is a violence. Because you take a very young life and you force that life to do something when a baby of that age doesn't even have the power to decide when to shit or not. Sorry for the French, but it's like that. When someone is that young, cannot decide for himself about anything. So for me, is a really huge violence to force someone to do that. When I will have kids, if I will ever have kids, I will not force them to be atheist, or I will not impose on them baptize or something like that. I will try to teach them to think with their mind, make their own opinion, and question everything. But if when they will grow up, they will want to be Christians or Muslims or whatever, they are free to do that. Because we live in a free world, and I believe so much in freedom, and I will be ready to fight for my freedom or for the freedom of the world. That's how much I'm passionate about that. So, I don't like someone to impose on you this. So I cancel my baptize to show to the world and to myself that I'm a free person, independent person that can decide for myself. That's why for me it was so important, especially thinking where I'm from, to cancel my baptized. My family, they never been very supportive about my atheism. I have a sister, a mother and father. My sister, she thinks I'm an idiot. And she didn't give me much explanations. She just said to me that I'm an idiot because I don't believe in God. I'm not sure how much she believes, but for her I'm an idiot. I have no really good relation with her, so I don't talk with her so much. My father, he wasn't the best of the father like my mother, she wasn't the best of the mothers, but they are my parents. And my father, he became Buddhist a few years ago. Being Buddhist changed him so much, and now he's a better person. Buddhism is the only religion, if we can call it like that I respect. And I respect it exactly because it's not a religion. It's a philosophy of life and of living. So my father changed a lot, and in better, when he became Buddhist. And but still, he don't like that I talk about with him about religion. And my mother, she believes in God, but she doesn't go to the church, or she don't practice, but she still believes. Because she comes from a family from the south of Italy. Also my father, I'm from the south of Italy, and where religion is very, very, very important. It's like to live like 30 or 40 years ago sometimes. And so my mother, she believes just because someone told her to do so. And it's terrible. But she really doesn't care much. But they never gave me much support about that. I have one episode that happened with my grandmother. The last time I went to see her, because I born in the south of Italy, my family is from the south of Italy, but I grew up in the north of Italy. That's why maybe my mind is a bit more open than them. Actually, my mind is very open, much more open than them. So I went to visit my mother in the south, and she was always talking to me about God, and I was just ignoring her. I mean, okay, whatever. And then Sunday, she asked me to go to the church. And then I said, no, I won't come to the church. And she asked me, why? And I have nothing to hide. I mean, that's what I am. So I said, because I don't believe in God. She got crazy, and she started to shout at me, and she was very upset. So she went to the church, and my father was very angry at me. This happened in 2009, I think. And for a couple of days, something like that, she didn't speak with me anymore. And my father was very upset too. And then she came back to me and she started to speak again about this subject. And I remember that she told me, you cannot make me decide between you and my God, because you can't win. It's kind of hurt to hear these words from your grandma, you know. And I remember that I put a hand on her shoulder and I said, Grandma, I'm real. You can touch me, and I love you. And you prefer an invisible being that you have never seen before and you will never see over me. And she told me yes. So this is kind of my history for all of you to share, because I like to share it and maybe can help someone, you know, in get your freedom as well. I remember that my father told me to say to my grandmother that I was believing in God just because religion is all what she got, and if I say to her something against religion, I will upset her. But I said to my father, I don't care, because that's what I am, and if she really loves me, she has to accept me the way I am, because I accept her being religious, because she's my grandmother and I love her. Being atheist for me is the most important thing I have in my life, because it made me the person I am today. A brave person with strong principles that believe in freedom, believe in justice, and is really the most important thing I have in my life. So that's an introduction about who I am, the founder, again I will say, about of the Facebook page, the Atheism Era, and from now on the YouTube channel. I will post videos. I don't know when. I will try to post as much as videos I can, but you know, everyone, we have a life, job, and other stuff going on. So I will try to post as much videos as possible about religion, about science, and about, as I said before, things that are related to these subjects. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. Bye.
Make money, make money, make money, make